Hey everyone, it's NFreak here, and right now I'm just gonna show you guys the UI of the Nintendo 3DS, the user interface. For those of you that don't know what UI is, but this is basically what happens when you start up your system. After you go through the initial setup, where it asks you for your name, your age, all the different things like your state. I didn't feel like showing that really. I did it for the DSi, but I didn't think it was that important to show for the 3DS. After you do all that stuff, it goes straight to this screen. This is what you'll see right when you start it up. So I just want to show you everything that you'll see at the very beginning when you turn on your system. We'll start with the top screen. Obviously you've got your icons here. There's a different icon for each application or game that you start up. This is normally where the game would be, but I don't have a game in there right now. So it just shows a couple little features. So up on this right hand top corner, you've got your battery bar basically, which would you really need to use, because one of the biggest problems with 3DS, which is basically universally known, is that the battery sucks. Now I haven't had any problem with it because I use the charging cradle all the time. Charging cradle is a really great feature in my opinion, and a great thing they added, but it might be a problem for some people. And then next up we got just the time and the date. And then right up here, it's a new feature of the 3DS. You've got play coins. It also counts your steps. This says 152, that's how many steps I've taken basically, so not that many. And the play coins, like I said. Play coins can be used in a variety of different games if the developers decide to use them. And it can be used in some of the applications that Nintendo has included on the 3DS already. And then on the top left, you can see there's it says if you're connected to the internet, it'll show up here that you're connected to the internet, and it shows the wireless strength. And on the bottom right and left corners, it just shows that you can press R and L to use the camera option. So going down to the bottom screen, on the top right up here, you see a bunch of different icons. These icons, they can all be used while software is suspended. What that means is that a lot of all the applications and games on the 3DS can be suspended. That doesn't mean you quit them completely, but it just suspends the game where you're at if you press the home button. And for the suspended games, you can use any of these different icons. Let's say, for example, you're using the internet. You can go to the internet and you can search up whatever you want, come back to the main screen, and then you can go straight back to the application or game that you were using, and it'll start exactly where you were at. But for these suspended games, you can't open up something like Face Raiders or something, and the games won't be, the game that you were playing before Face Raiders will quit out. So these are the only ones that you can use while a game is suspended, but it's still pretty cool. So up on the top left, this icon is the brightness settings. It has 5 brightness settings just like the DSi. Actually, I don't know if the DSi had 4 or 5, but as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use it on 4, I don't know, I always think 4 is fine for me. And you can have power saving mode on or off. I keep it on because I want to get as much battery out of this as possible. And then you've got this little icon up here. Now, this changes the little bar down here. I like it with one row basically, but you can change it so that it gets you can make the icons as small as possible, but you can have more on the screen at once. So if you want, you can change it, and you can have all the icons show up on the screen at once basically. But like I said, I like it down like this. This icon is for game notes, so you can it's like a notepad basically, where if some game gives you a hint that you need to remember, you can write it down on the notepad while you're playing the game, while the game is suspended, and you can go straight back to the game so that you don't forget the little hint that they gave you. This icon right here is the friends list icon. I will go through the friends list and just show you that by itself, but basically shows all your friends that you've registered, and you can actually see what they're playing at that same time. It's a big step up for Nintendo. This icon right here is the Street Pass and Spot Pass notification little icon. If you press that, you'll see if you pass someone with Street Pass, or if you get new information from Nintendo with Spot Pass, it'll show up in this little application right here. It'll tell you what happened. Like, for example, if you played Super Street Fighter 4 3D, and your little statues fight, which is a feature of Super Street Fighter, then it'll show up right here. It'll tell you that happened. And here, this is the internet browser. At the moment, the internet browser is not available, but in May, come May, I believe there will be a system update which will bring the internet browser, and I will definitely be doing a walkthrough of that so you guys can see that. And then finally, for the user interface, you see you've got all these things. Now these are set up differently when you first turn on your system, but I just set them up the way I want to. At the front, you got your little system settings. By the way, I should probably mention this. I'm shooting this in 2D right now. You can't see the 3D on the 3DS with the camera, and I have the 3D off because if I turn it on, you'll probably see it screws up the image, you know. So you can't see the 3D on here, unfortunately, but it is there, trust me. I just want to point that out so none of you guys are confused or anything, because you might think that you could see it. But anyway, this is where the games card slot was. Like I said, you got Face Raiders, AR Games, Street Pass Me Plaza, Me Maker, the photo, and then 3DS camera, the 3DS sound, activity log, download play. You've got a 3D video that comes up after you actually update there's a system update that you can do, and this is what downloads when you do that system update. And then you've just got the health and safety information. So that was basically the user interface and what's included on the system of the Nintendo 3DS. Like I said, I really like how they set it up. It's a big step up from previous Nintendo handhelds and even the Wii. It's a step up from that, I think. And it's very nice in my opinion. I will do a walkthrough of almost all the features of the 3DS. Might be hard to do a walkthrough of some of the games, but I might if I have the time. But I'll definitely do a walkthrough of like the 3DS sound and 3DS camera options. So definitely look out for that, and thanks for watching, guys.